Blake Lively and Justin Baloni are co-stars in It Ends With Us, and somehow it all started with them. They are in a legal battle, and Lively accused Baldoni of harassment, specifically SA, and a smear campaign, and then Justin Baldoni countersued for defamation, and the whole trial is about to begin in 2026. I have been in it. I have been following what's going on with Candace Owen. The Critical Drinker made a video about it. I reacted to it, and there's a lot to be said. I watched the movie yesterday with a grain of salt. It's actually on Netflix. You can watch it if you want. It came out like 2 days ago on Netflix. I just can't believe what is happening. And when it comes to Blake Lively, I really never cared about her. But Ryan Reynolds, on the other hand, her husband, Deadpool, I really loved. I loved his like funny attitude, his comical sense, his character persona that he even added in Deadpool. But now after seeing all the things and behind the scenes and what they have done, abusing the power, both of them, that they have as celebrities against Justin Baloni. And not only that, but the fact that Ryan Reynolds as a person, like privately, there's so much going on, so much that I read and watched, and now I have this ick. And I am so sad about it because I really love him as Deadpool. So yeah, let's go and check out this video by Rita and see what she has to say about it.
Now, I want to ask about this fantastic piece you've written on the entire Justin Baloni, Blake Lively, the fake Me Too scandal. You've argued it signals the death of man-bun feminism. Explain to my audience what man-bun feminism is in the first place. How
feminism.
did a man who presented himself, and Justin Baloni is this man who's this new age perfect male feminist ally,
He's so
he's now
good
suing
and so
a woman
nice.
who's accused him of sexual harassment.
Unbelievable. Like, he is married, like he has his own family. If you read any of the text between him and Blake Lively, you can see how respectful and nice he is. Like, you can already imagine that there's no way that guy is the same guy that she is talking about. Like,
See the
no.
man bun there in full display on your screen. Justin Baloni literally wrote the book on beta maledom. He wrote a book called Undefining My Masculinity or something like that. He wrote another children's book called Boys Will Be Humans. His whole public persona as a celebrity was an ally of women, and this ended up being a key to his downfall here when Blake Lively, sensing his weakness, started to bully him on the set of his own film, demanding the right to rewrite scenes, demanding the right to have her own edit of the film. And then finally, when she was hit with a ton of negative press when the film came out for the way she was handling herself and some old clips in which she was fat shaming a reporter.
Like, every question that she has been asked about the movie and the essence, because in the movie itself, which is incredibly ironic, in the movie itself, Ryan, I think, or Ryle, the guy who she's dating, who is Justin Baloni, he's acting him, he SAs her. And there's a lot of that in the actual movie. It's a hard movie to watch, but it's weird. It is really weird that was the topic, and that's what you should actually be talking about and bringing more attention to. Instead, she was talking about the fashion designer and the floor, the flowers, and what are you talking about? Like, she never mentioned the actual movie and what is important, the message behind it. While Justin every time mentioned it. For him, that was important, the message.
She then argued that he had, sexually harassed her in an attempt to launder her image by becoming the victim. She cast herself as the victim of a Me Too scandal and cast him as the aggressor. Unfortunately, a more beta male you couldn't have found. I mean, he had all of the receipts showing that in every interaction, she had the power and he hadn't. And what I argue in the Free Press piece is that basically, this is not just the end of the Me Too movement, but it's the end of this kind of man-bun ally feminism. Because what we really see here, Rita, is that the problem with the Me Too movement, the problem with Believe All
Abuse.
Women, is that the relationship between sexuality and power is very, very complicated. It cannot be reduced to just who is the woman and who is the man. And in this case, the
Exactly.
man was the one being bullied, the woman being the one bullying him. And when that was revealed, she claimed the victim status and it fell on its face.
It did. It has been such a schmozzle for her. She should have just helped, gone on holidays for 2 weeks and the whole thing would have blown over. The film was a dud. Everyone would have forgotten about it. But no, she couldn't have any bad publicity because, she's a golden girl and she's part of this golden couple. So she comes up with this insane story. The New York Times just prints it. I think the New York Times is going to be looking at a massive payout to Justin Baloni here.
Exactly, because they came out and they talked about that before she even sued him. So that tells me that she was in direct contact with the news outlet and she made the story with them before she even let Justin knows about it. So he was completely shocked and surprised with what's going on.
And as much as of a beta male he is, and we've heard some of the calls he plays to Blake Lively, some of these recorded calls, and oh gosh, it is cringeworthy just how over the top he is with this male feminist ally narrative. But he's got himself an absolute killer lawyer, and he's going. He's not one you want to mess with. He's got a fantastic track record, and with each new revelation, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds end up looking worse. And I noticed they were both at the special Saturday Night Live
Oh my God. Are we going to talk about it?
I'll be playing the awful skit Ryan was involved in a little bit later in the show.
Oh my God, imagine after all of this drama that they're going through, they're going out there flashy and taking pictures. You don't have to. If you want to even show up at SNL, you can do it backstage. You don't have to go and take a picture together and act like everything is fine and you are laughing and the designer that you are dressed up as. Is that what you would be doing when you are dealing with a serious issue like this? Would you be actually laughing and smiling? And that's not the worst. All right, that's not the worst. The worst is the skit she's talking about. We're going to check it out together.
But also on that program, we had that Tom Hanks skit painting Trump supporters, the majority of the country that is, as racist and stupid. How is that being received in the US?
Oh, people are so upset about this. You have to understand the election we just went through was the least racialized election probably in American history. It united working class voters of all races, including a quarter of Black men, a historic number for a Republican to have gotten. This is a moment of unbelievable unity among Democratic and Republican voters who are working class because Donald Trump really spoke to them. He basically cobbled together the New Deal Democrat coalition for the 21st century. But the Democrats refuse to admit that they lost the working class, which in and of itself is utterly outrageous. What the Democratic Party represents today is exactly what was in that skit. An unbelievably wealthy person pretending to himself probably as well that he is a good person because he can smear poor and working class people as racists to hide the fact that they are rich. I mean, this is the move of the Democrats. Liberals in America today are rich. The Democrats are the party of the wealthy.
Yep.
And they masquerade as having the higher moral high ground, as being somehow more compassionate by smearing poor people. I mean, it's utterly disgusting, and everybody can see it, Rita. The backlash has been immense, and people are pretending on the left like this is not a big deal. It is a really big deal. The country is uniting around Donald Trump. They are uniting around this agenda. They are uniting around the strength and the efficiency and just the utter competence on display. It is such a relief. Every day in the last 3 weeks that he's been president, to 2 months, whatever it's been, Donald Trump has said to the American people, you are not alone. I'm here. I'm going to help you. It is an unbelievably amazing thing to be seeing. And I'll just end with this, Rita. This has changed the game for future presidents, because we've never seen anybody do this. We've never seen anybody actually do what they promised they were going to do. We've never seen anybody show up and say to forgotten Americans, I am here and I'm going to make your life better. This has changed the game going forward. There's no more going back to whatever the last 4 years was, but also I would argue even what came before that.
It has been an astonishing 4 weeks. That the pace of it.
4 weeks. I can't believe this has been 4 weeks.
Even all those people who believe that Trump would execute his agenda, he was going to do what he promised to do. We didn't think it was going to be keeping up this pace. This is something else. Before you go, we've talked about the media.
Do you feel like he is actually doing it as fast as possible because he doesn't even know how long he would be alive, let alone anything? Because people wanted to assassinate him before he even became a president. And now that he became a president, it is so dangerous for him. He is even letting you know out there that he made precautions, like he already signed stuff, especially with the Iran thing that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, like you never know. Maybe that's why, like, he wants to do it as fast as possible because he doesn't know what's going to happen in the future.
Tactics against the Trump administration, and there is nothing they will not seek to blame on him, including a Delta plane crash landing in Canada. Thankfully,
that's crazy. Nobody died. It just flipped.
The usual suspects on The View, including Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, said plenty of silly stuff, and Whoopi Goldberg wasn't going to miss out on the ill-informed hysteria either.
I have been panicking over all this insanity with these planes.
Yeah.
You know, and
so crazy. 2025, so many planes
so let's start with the string of mass firings by Elon Musk's Doge, has sparked a lot of chaos, confusion, and fear, because Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is defending the firing of 400 FAA workers. But former Secretary Pete Buttigieg slammed the firings of employees.
It's enough of that. Incredible. But
what does that have to do with anything?
This astonishing footage of passengers being rescued from the crash plane, tell me about some of the media hysteria and misinformation about who is to blame for this crash.
Oh gosh, they try to blame everything on Trump, and then anything good he does, they won't give him any credit. It's utterly disgusting.
I'd say they're so obvious now, right?
Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy. This is an incredible human being. Watch closely what he does with that office. He's going to do amazing things. And again, it all comes down to the fact that they cannot admit how incompetent they have become on the left, how utterly divorced from the needs of the average American. And this is all just projection, Rita. Every accusation from the Democrats is a confession. They cannot stand the efficiency with which Donald Trump is carrying out the mandate given to him by the American people. It's going to be a long 4 years for them, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long 4 years, and if J.D. Vance
how
keeps
America
up
will
his
look
current
like
form,
4
it may
years
be
from
a
now,
long 12
I wonder.
years. Batia Unga Sargon, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you so much, Rita. God bless.
Oh, that was such a good video. I can't believe Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks so much. But like this pathetic thing that all these celebrities, especially the more they age, like they get even more brainwashed. It's like the source of information that they get is like completely one-sided, and they are either too busy or too lazy to do the research by themselves, because everything in life has been handed to them. They're rich, they're spoiled, and this is how they deal with life, you know? Also, keep in mind, like every time when they're as actors, they would act, they would get a script. They would get, like, they don't have to do the work, all right? The work has been done for them. All they have to do is just show up and do the thing that they know how to do, which is acting, all right? And that's it. That's what you are good at. Stick to your lane and let's move on.